Okay. Hello everybody, I'm the monster from hell, and this is a video response to zipblockbloody, and I recently saw his video about the comic book industry today, and that kind of got me thinking. After he mentioned that interview with Darwin Cook, the creator of that comic book series, The New Frontier, which, for those of you who don't know, DC released a comic book series a couple years back called The New Frontier, which basically reached back into the corners of the Silver Age of DC Comics, and it took those versions of the classic DC superheroes like Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, The Flash, Aquaman, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, all those characters, and he just sort of put an Elseworlds take on it. It's kind of set in a different... Anyway, you know what I mean. That's not really important. In that interview, Cook said that he was asked on modern day comic books. His opinion was asked on modern day comic books, and he said that, oh, I don't like the fact that you know, there are superheroes now who are turning gay, or superheroes now who are killing people, or, you know, superheroes who are all of a sudden are raping people and stuff. He doesn't like how superhero comics now are pretty much turned into, have pretty much matured and grown up. But that kind of got me thinking a little bit. But that's not all. One of the people that I am subscribed to on my YouTube channel, who goes by the name of blowshimselfupdudes, I saw a video of his where he did a response to zipblockbloody's video, but then he kind of made his own video about how people about Alan Moore, who, if any of you know, that Alan Moore has always had a fairly cynical view on comic books, which is quite hypocritical, seeing as the man worked in comic books for 20 years, and he gave us fantastic comic books like Watchmen, V for Vendetta, the fantastic Superman comic book series for the man who has everything, and many, many, many more, including the likes of Swamp Thing, you know, as well as the fantastic Batman graphic novel, The Killing Joke. Yeah. And, you know, Alan Moore, I love his works, but the guy is just, he seems to be just such a downer when you listen to him. I mean, I don't see why he's so cynical, and he's so ashamed of the fact that he worked on comic books. The same goes for the other two people, which Blows Himself Up Dude mentioned in that video. Two of them, actually, both of them, were Iron Man writers or artists at one point. Bob Layton and David Michelinie. And they were both a big part of the Iron Man comics through the early 70s and the late 80s. Hang on. Let me get the... Yeah. Here we go. Armor Wars. Their most famous work. And one of the most famous Iron Man storylines of all time. Yeah, in case you guys didn't know, I'm a really big comic book fan. But that's not important. What is important is that I don't like how comic book writers and artists, the really old ones today, are just so unappreciative of the loyalty that they get out of their fans, and how much they kind of just want to forget their past history with comic books. I mean, the point is that there are so many people who read comic books. There are so many kids who read comic books. I, myself, I grew up reading Batman. Batman was the single comic book character that pretty much raised me and transformed me into the person that I am now. One thing I always valued about Batman was his incredibly strong will, his persistent actions, the way that he thinks, his undying ability to never give up, to never let his enemy win, and to never let evil success, to never be conquered by any alien spirit or mind. That had a big effect on me as a human being. Batman never compromised on his beliefs. He always stuck true to them, and he clung to them very hard. And that inspired me as a human being. Now, of course, I know for a fact I'm not the only person saying that Batman is my favorite character. There are hundreds of other people out there who love Batman. Oh, because he's a detective. Oh, because he knows every single fighting style known to mankind. Or because, you know, he has like every single cool technological weapon or gadget there is. No, that's not the reason I like him. The reason I like him is for the reasons that I just stated. And no other writer has displayed that side of Batman more than my personal hero, Dennis O'Neil. Yes, Dennis O'Neil is, in my opinion, one of the greatest comic book writers who ever lived. This guy wrote not only Batman, but he wrote Green Lantern. No, wait, not Green Lantern, Green Arrow. He wrote Green Arrow in the 70s. And he made Green Arrow into a cool character. And I like that. It's not only Batman who I love most in the DC universe. My second favorite DC character is Green Arrow, who Dennis O'Neil also wrote for and pretty much established as a huge player in the Marvel Universe. And I love it. I love his work. I love anything done by Dennis O'Neil. And you know something?